Welcome back, watch fans. We have shocking news in the world of watch crime. That's right, horological crime. We're talking about ArchieLuxury. We're talking about sex traffickers and serial killers and Omega. That's right. We're not talking about Audemars Piguet. We're talking about Omega. Why are we talking about Omega and Rolex submariners? Well, gentlemen, if you don't know, and I do mean gentlemen's, now, listen, worse than Juan and Kino, and that drunken bum, Oisin O'Malley, the drunken failed musician grifter, is ArchieLuxury. Archie is the OG, as the kids say, the OG of the Rolex grifter community. That's right, unbelievable but true. Now, how is Archie involved with serial killers, sex traffickers, and chomos and assorted pedos? Well, it's fascinating. I mean, there's a nexus. ArchieLuxury is the nexus of chomos, bukiaks, grifters, and sex traffickers and serial killers. Now, this is okay. By the way, this is unbelievable, but 100% true. Okay, now we do know that Archie was involved in multiple. I mean, this guy's been a scammer and a grifter his whole life. Of course, the fake watch robbery, various grifting, insurance fraud. He's basically being supported by various old ladies that send him super chats and PayPals and wires every month. That's right. ArchieLuxury is supported by a bunch of old ladies and a Indian gentleman, Patel Philippe, aka Tanzil Ansari, who we call Pedo Philippe. That's right, Pedo Philippe. So Archie's actually, now here's the worst part. Here's the best part, I should say. Now, you guys know that Archie is a scammer and a scumbag, but the best part is Archie's actually involved with a guy named Lux, who's another one of these bogans. By the way, all these Australians, they're all scum. And the worst of the scum is this guy Lux, who's like a middle-aged, elderly, basically all-around scumbag, who's been in jail. He went to prison for stealing handbags. That's right, literally shoplifting a lady's handbag. He's and apparently he's running a sex trafficking operation with I don't know if it's webcams or some. He lives in Bangors, of course. Where all these guys go, Bangors, Bangkok, which is where all the Australians end up who are pedos, chomos, and grifters. But here's the best part. Now, this guy Lux, he's notorious for contacting members of the watch community, big donators to the Arch channel, and he basically every month he calls them up and he says, it's hard. It's hard. Send money now. He's offering different investment opportunities, scams, the whole usual thing. But the best part is Archie's actually involved with a serial killer. That's right, ArchieLuxury. One of his big supporters is apparently a serial killer. Unbelievable but true. By the way, speaking of chomos, by the way, this is a proper color for a Lamborghini. If you're going to have a Lamborghini, you get one in yellow. I've mentioned this before. You don't get one in cherry. Look at this. You see the cherry red? You see that Ford Bronco? That's the O.J. Simpson Bronco. It's cherry red. You know who gets a Lamborghini in cherry red, who gets a custom color in cherry red? Chomos. Guys who are, trying to, groom young gentlemen of dubious age. We're talking about Pedo Philippe. Pedo Philippe is notorious for driving a salvage title, busted down Lamborghini in cherry red. Can you imagine, of all the colors, instead of yellow, which is the proper color for Lamborghini, or tangerine orange, one of these asshole colors, that's the color you're supposed to have, right? That's the color. This guy ends up getting he gets it painted cherry red because the guy's he's a chomo. Okay, the guy's 100% chomo. Basically sends Archie every year. He donates about 20 to 30 grand a year to ArchieLuxury. Unbelievable. This is a guy who supposedly, the guy's a family guy. Supposedly, claims to be a family man, middle-aged guy, supporting another, elderly bogan. But apparently the reason is because he is grooming ArchieLuxury for homosexual activity. That's right. Unbelievable but true. Pedo Philippe sends money to Archie. Basically, it's a way for him to support Archie for meetups that they have every 6 months or so at these different watch shows. Pedro Philippe sends money to Archie, and Archie arranges a rendezvous where Pedro Philippe gets sandwiched. That's right, he gets sandwiched by Bear Clooney and ArchieLuxury, the Bogan of Brisbane. So picture this. Try to picture this. ArchieLuxury. Picture this. So you got this 5'3" Indian gentleman getting sandwiched, spit roasted by two fat slobs. You got two fat sweaty slobs. You get Archie and Bear Clooney sandwiching, spit roasting Pedro Philippe. That's right. Unbelievable true. Now, did I tell you about the serial killers? Oh yeah, here's the best part. So ArchieLuxury, guys, this is 100%. I mean, I don't know if it's 100% true, but it's maybe 70% true. This is a serious thing. Now, we don't know the details because the only way I keep on top of what's going on with the watch community is I go to the Watch Nicholas channel and I look at his posts. The guy's gone way over the edge because the donations have dried up. Look, he's an over-the-hill twink. He's a washed-up twink. That's right. The groomers aren't sending him any money because he's too old for them now. And the old ladies, this guy was making thousands of dollars every month from these old ladies sending him money because he was a gigolo, but now he's gotten too old for them. It's kind of like that movie, American Gigolo. It's about a washed-up gigolo. Well, a guy who's on his way to being washed up, but that's what's going on with Nick now. He missed the window. He had a window where he could have closed the deal on OG baby girl. He could have, he could have driven the backed up that Brinks truck all the way to her trust account. I think she probably lives in Naples somewhere, right? And which is a good place. They have good, by the way, good used cars come from Naples. Highly recommend if you're going to buy a used car. Naples has the best used cars. Now, gentlemen, so apparently this is what I learned from the Watch Nicholas channel because he's got good posts. He's a good journalist. This guy's a good journalist, and apparently ArchieLuxury did a watch review for a gentleman, of course, who's Australian. Of course, another bogan who turns out to be a serial killer. That's right, unbelievable true. ArchieLuxury did a watch collection review for a bona fide serial killer. I think his name is Greg Davis. That's right, Greg Davis apparently is a serial killer. And now, what kind of watch do you think a serial killer would wear? Do you think a serial killer would wear a Patek Philippe? Now, picture this: you're a bogan serial killer in bangers, hanging around like the Lux. With that guy Lux and Suckerhorn. Now, we like Suckerhorn on this channel. Suckerhorn, the original sex trafficker. I mean, that guy's a man of taste, of culture. Not so much this Lux, who's a scumbag. Another guy who's doing beg streams. He had that fake wedding to a lady boy and getting all sorts of donations from members of the watch community, and then he's stealing handbags. He's doing all sorts of like real like low-end crime, and it's just hilarious. Anyhow, so apparently there's a gentleman's named Greg Davis who is a serial killer. I mean, this is what some people do. Some people steal hubcaps. Juan and Kino steal hubcaps in the Boogie Down Bronx. And Greg Davis apparently is some sort of serial killer. Now, we don't know if 100%, but this is what Watch Nicholas is telling us. Now, Watch Nicholas has been reporting about watch crime for a number of years. He's the one that cracked open the Anthony Farrow case. That's right. Watch Nicholas, investigative journalist, actually cracked open the Anthony Farrow case. And I believe he did get a massage from Anthony. That's right. Because this is what you got to do. By the way, even look at that olive green fucked up color on the Lamborghini. Actually, that's okay, because listen, you gotta have weird stuff with a Lamborghini. You can't do cherry red. It basically, listen. It's kind of like trying to look for the right metaphor. It's sort of, it's like you said you want to get a Rolex, and then you get a 34 millimeter, what do they call it? The uncle watch, a 34 millimeter Datejust, not 34, 34. You know what was that weird size they did? It was like not 36. It was small. It was a little bit smaller. It was kind of like a ladyboy size, not a lady's watch, but it was like a ladyboy size, like a 34 millimeter. I think that in Asia they call it the uncle watch. But that's basically what a cherry red Lambo is. Anyway, speaking of chomos, you got this guy, serial killer, who sends money to Archie for a watch collection review, because that's what serial killers do. They want to get watch. Now, what kind of watch is the guy wearing? I mean, if you think about it, if you're going to be a serial killer, do you wear Patek Philippe? Do you wear an Audemars Piguet? Well, for sure the guy does not. Okay, one thing I do have to say, all serial killers do not wear two-tone watches. Two-tone watches are not for serial killers. Two-tone watches are for men of culture. Men for culture and taste. Aristocrats. And also, you got to have a moon phase. You got to have the moon phase. And multiple complications. That's right. Unbelievable but true. So what is the ideal serial killer watch? And I don't know who the victims are. How many? We don't know. But this Nicholas can tell us. Apparently, this guy... Take a guess. Before I repeat, what kind of watch? What kind of watch is Archie's favorite watch that serial killers, or Australian bogan serial killers wear? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this, my friends? FP Journe. No, of course not FP Journe. No, we're talking about Omega Speedmaster. That's right, Omega Speedmaster, the ultimate Bukiak watch. Actually, I'm sorry. The ultimate Bukiak watch would be a Rolex Explorer. That would be the real Bukiak. I mean, that's really the serial killer watch. But I don't think it's cool enough for serial. But anyway, the serial killer was Archie did a review of his Omega Speedmaster. And this guy Davis, apparently he's involved with this guy Lux, who's a sex trafficker and a fraudster. Okay, if this guy contacts you to tell you it's hard, send the money. He's got some investment opportunities, blah, 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 blah. It's a scam. Report him to Interpol. Seriously. Get the guy's info or just report him immediately to Interpol. Don't even bother. Just immediately send the guy to Interpol, because this guy is a low-life grifter. I'm not talking about the serial killer. I'm talking about Lux. The serial killer, I don't know. Maybe he had a reason. We don't know what who am I to judge, as the Pope would say. Who am I to judge, right? I don't know what happened. Maybe the guy's an innocent man. I don't know. I do know that Lux is a low-life degenerate. Lux is a scumbag. He's involved in, again, I think he's the one that sets up the spit roasting rendezvous where pedo Philippe gets sandwiched by Bear Clooney, by the toothless Bear Clooney and the bogan of Brisbane. That's right. Can you imagine those two guys sandwiching pedo Philippe, spit roasting? Actually, I'm not sure. Is it called sandwich or spit? Both. Probably both. It's probably a lot of real. How shall we say? Degenerate type behavior going on with those grifters. Anyway, guys, what's the takeaway from this? The takeaway is this. The takeaway is there's a serial killer on the loose. He's wearing an Omega Speedmaster and ArchieLuxury. But here's the thing. The good news is that this guy apparently donated money to Archie, which makes him an upstanding citizen. It's kind of like, when you give money to the Catholic Church, you get I think they give you a guaranteed ticket to heaven or something. It was indulgences, right? Archie calls himself the Pontiff, right? The Pontiff. So this is the Pontiff giving you an indulgence. This is get out of jail, direct to heaven thing. When you send $20 to Archie, you get benefits. Unbelievable but true. All right, gentlemen, look, we got to wrap up. We're doing, again, third-rate content for a second-tier audience. And we'll be back with more. But look, you got to send money now. It's getting hard out there. It's hard out there for a pimp, as they say, as the kids say. Look, we're all about the culture on this channel, the culture. And we need donations to come in so that we can continue to bring you fine quality content like this in exotic locations. We take you on location, exotic international destinations, and we bring you horological wonders, and a wunderkammer of horology. All right, gentlemen, let me know what you think. Leave your nasty, your vicious comments below, and remember, you can always donate by there's a button that says super thanks. There's a super thanks button. Click that button now. If you found insightful content that has changed your life. Look, this channel has saved lives. That's why we saw a comment from the Duke Omar saying that this channel saves lives, which is 100% true. Because without this channel, a lot of people are stuck in the world of Chomostan, Bukyakistan, and the Matrix, and it's only thanks to this channel they are able to escape. They're stuck in the world of a la poubelle, and thanks to this channel, they're able to, become aristocrats. Okay. Send money now, guys. How many times do I have to say this? We don't do shit for free on this channel. It costs millions of dollars a week, to run this channel, and we need your donations now. Seriously, it's hard out there. The rent is due. It's already, here's the date. Look at the date. What are we saying? It's the 27th. I can't even read the date. It's so small. Listen, we got to get, I think we need a new perpetual with a bigger date, because it's getting hard to read this now. All right, gentlemen.